Hello and welcome back to my channel. So thank you for joining me today. I think you could probably guess by the thumbnail what I'm going to do today. I was going to think about doing them like in separate videos, but I thought, what's the point? They're all fossorial. It would just be like the same thing you're seeing again and again with a different spider. So I thought, put them all together in one video. Excuse me, you have to bear with me because I'm not well again. Put them all in one video, and it's like fossorial. So I thought, is it level 1 to level 5? But I think a couple of them are all quite feisty, so I don't know which one's going to be easiest, but I'm guessing out of the ones you've seen on the thumbnail, this one would be the easiest, which is the Ornithoctonus species Vietnam Silver. They can go into threat, but they stay still, and they stay like that for some time before they reset. But they don't really run far. They only run about a few inches and they just stay still. So I think that's going to be quite interesting. Then I've got Orphnaecus species dichromatus, which can be absolutely a lunatic and then sometimes just stay there and just go in a threat pose. But that one actually goes out the way to run towards you and can be defensive, especially when you get them out and you're rehousing. Once they're settled in an enclosure, I find that they're normally quite chill. Then I've got the Chilobrachys species Dyscolus, which isn't really defensive. It can go into threat, but I find it's extremely fast. And that's a sub-adult, I think. It's definitely a juvie, big juvie, but I think it's a sub-adult. Then I've got a Keang Krachan that I need to rehouse, because that one, I'll show you when I do that one, is testing the limits of its enclosure and is eating away at the plastic lid. It's crafty as hell, to the point I've weighted down the side of the enclosures and it goes to the other point where I haven't weighted, so it works it out and it's trying to escape, so I need to put it in something else. Then I've got a Ornithoctonus species Uthai, the dancing earth tiger, and that I need to rehouse as well. And the reason I'm doing that, I don't really need to rehouse them because I've got them in some enclosures like this. But I've got a good substrate mixture in here that holds the humidity, like a jungle sort of mix in some of them, and some of them more cocoa fibre and topsoil, or like peat moss, whatever you want to call it. But because of the ventilation on the sides of these, it is forever, like you can see it's holding moisture in there, but then there's different layers of moisture where it's evaporating quickly. It evaporates way too quick in these enclosures, and I don't mind giving large enclosures to certain spiders, but this Vietnam Silver, they're not a big spider, so they're only like, I don't know, 4 inches, something around about there. Maybe they get up to 6, I think, but I think that's at a push. This is fine, but I'm forever watering it every 2 days, and I'm doing the same on the others. They're all moist, but it's all down to me with the moisture and coming in constantly, and with the amount I've got with the substrate in there, it's too much. So I've noticed before, when I've had some fossorials in these, which you've all probably seen, these large Bratplast tubs, it's very easy to keep the moisture in them. Still put your own moisture ventilation holes, and then obviously you can evaporate if you put tons more in it. But what I'm going to do is, on the Spider Shop, they have these. So I've ordered, I don't know, about 8 of these. I'll probably get some more. And they're 4 boreals, but they're so really good price with the Spider Shop. I bought these, and they've already got the pre-ventilation holes, but you can use them for fossorials, because you could put the substrate straight at the top of this line if you want to, or just below. And I think I've gone below. And I've done my mixture of more compost, like topsoil, and a little bit of jungle mix that goes in with some different materials, and then my cocoa fibre, so it will hold on to the moisture well. But what I had to do with my substrate is make sure that you break down the topsoil, compost, peat moss sort of mixture, because it can clump together where it holds on to the moisture, and when it clumps together, that's where you can end up growing mould, not on the lump of the actual stuff, but around it in the cocoa fibre. So you break it down and work your hands through it. It takes some time, and then I've broke mine down really fine in my enclosures, and then it doesn't grow any mould on it, and it will hold more moisture, and it will save me watering it as much as I do in these enclosures. So I'm going to use these. So I'll show you what I did with the enclosures. So this is what I've done. So we've got 5 for today, and as you can see, there is tons and tons of substrate in all of those. So you can see I've done holes in there, pre-dug holes already in the substrate, and different size holes, which you'll see in a minute. Water dish, loads of like carpet moss that I get from the walls, loads of leaf litter, and my substrate mix, which is going to hold the moisture. And what I also do is, before I rehouse them, I just put some water down in to the hole, just so it makes it a bit more humid and it attracts them down in there for those more moisture dependent species. But I've done smaller holes. This one's slightly larger, and then this one's even larger. This one's probably going to be for the Dyscolus, because she's quite big and I think she's going to go flying around. But if I get her in here, I think she'll just dart there straight away. And then I've got the Dance and Earth Tiger as well, which needs a bit more moisture, so I'll put that in probably this one. And then the Keang Krachan will do a lot more webbing. So in fact, I like this one where I've done the wood at the base, because the Keang Krachans, they like to sit with their legs right out on the front, and they do that more often. So I'm going to probably try and get the Keang Krachan into this one. Start removing these bits and pieces. Oh. There she is, and this is my female, and she has been paired and she hasn't eaten for some time, so she does look a little bit large on the abdomen size, so I'm hoping she is gravid. So what I need, this is perfect for me, because I want her to drop the sac, because if they hold on it too long, then obviously she can molt, but it can also cause them complications. This is why I'm getting her changed over to something I can manage a bit easier for her. And as I said, look, I wasn't too worried about this one kicking off, so I'm going to try and capture her. Just another shot of her. Look, there you go. Look at that. You can see the silver. Oh, she definitely does look gravid, so I need to stop messing with her and get her in. She is absolutely stunning. Just trying to get her in. Well, I'm going to try and put her into this enclosure, because it's a smaller hole. Just need to get her foot off. Here we go. So no threat display off her at all. She normally would, but I think it's purely because she is definitely gravid, and she paired and lived with the male for some time actually together, going inside their burrow, coming out. They were feeding together, and the male was still feeding right up until the point that she ate him, and then she basically went underground, and I've not seen her since. So I think she's waiting the moisture to be right, and then she will drop, because that is a massive abdomen. But there we go. So no threat or nothing from her, so really pleased with that. And as you can see, that'd be a perfect fitting for her. I've given her the smallest entrance because that's what she prefers, and she'll take these leaves and web them up on the entrance. So that's the first one down. This one can be defensive. This one doesn't normally run too far. It will come out, but then go straight into threat display. You can see her feet slightly just there. So there she is. And I would say she's just a sub-adult now. But she is really healthy. And if some of you remember from the previous video I did with her, she was not well at all. So managed to get her back from the brink. She had a very bad molt. And that could even be down to the fact that there wasn't the correct amount of moisture in this enclosure because it evaporates. So definitely happy moving this one over. So let me just see if I can catch her. There we have her. Just see if I can move her over. Absolutely beautiful. Really happy that she's all okay. Just got to try and find a male for this one. No threat display from her yet. And there she goes. Straight inside, and she will dig down and disappear. So no threat from that. So that's two that have gone in quite smooth. Really, really happy with that. So this is the Keang Krachan that constantly causes me issues with eating the lid and trying to escape. And she's actually started eating the silicone off the side of the enclosure. She has already come up and she is already at the front of her hide. There you go, I've made her run back. Disturb her for a change instead of the other way around. Right, now I know it's over this side. And there we have the Keang Krachan. So this is a subadult. And I think this one is a female. I couldn't 100% confirm it, but almost. But I've got another Keang Krachan, which is a confirmed adult female. But she's really predictable and chilled, but this one isn't. So let me just see if I can catch it. Right, so there we have the Keang Krachan. I've got to see if I can cut this one now. Hopefully this one will go in without running out. And there we go. I love how they're brown, tan sort of coloration, but then it goes to black on the legs and they get darker and darker until they become an adult and then they'll go fully black. But there we have it. So the Keang Krachan, no problems at the minute. And hopefully that will go straight down in her hole. So let's move on to the next one. Catch cup ready for this one, because this one will go flying. And I know it is under here. Right, there's a dichromatus. It's behaving at the minute, and they are more of a tan colour on the carapace. Until they get older, I'd say definitely subadult sizes, and they start going more orange. I think if we get this one open, you may see a little bit of the orange, but it's behaving itself at the minute. Right, so that one behaved as well at the minute. You can see slightly the tan going a little bit orange, but they're all behaving today. I don't know why. This is a good thing, but obviously for you guys, you probably want to see one go mental, but behaving really, really well. It's just gone in. I'm not going to be able to see it. So there we go. That's just gone in exactly where I wanted it to go. And I think that will look beautiful. Look. Exactly as I've set them up as I wanted them to be. And it'll web up the front. And this one tends to leave like a bit of webbing in a little circle tube. And it runs in and out of there. And this is nocturnal species. So this one will be out at night time to roam and feed. But no threat display at all. What she did though.
Oh my god, I'm always so impressed at the carpet. They're engineers, aren't they? Little architects. She's still there at the bottom. She hasn't
Down
moved.
here.
Yeah, she's all scrunched up. She hasn't.
Right, this is getting close.
Yep.
Oh, there she is.
Where?
Right there, see what I mean? You've got no idea.
Yeah.
You can't see, can you?
There she is.
And look, that's just the front of her legs, look. Look at that. This is going to be lightning fast.
Beautiful.
Whoa!
There she is.
Makes me jump every time, this one. She's actually quite big.
Hello, sweetie.
No idea how big she is.
See, they're never scary.
They are.
They're not. She just wants to hide.
Some threat pose.
Yeah.
There we go.
We ruined her house. She's telling you to piss off.
Wonder if you can see. Can you see the colour?
Not massively.
Because she is blue. It comes out, but because she's covered in dirt and she's scrunched up, it just looks really brown, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But she has like this purple blue sheen.
I can see it a bit on her legs. I just don't know if that's showing up on the camera.
Whoa. Oh, that's perfect, isn't it?
Look at that.
Yeah, you can see the blue on the legs.
Yep,
Can you
she's
see
so
that?
pretty.
And she is big. She's not fully grown though, but she is huge. So she'll dig all this out and web up at the front. But that is absolutely stunning. Get the lid on before she bolts. So there we have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we got the Black Fury in that one. The Dyscolus Vietnam Blue in there. The Dark Earth Tiger, the Keang Krachan there. Thani, the Ornithoctonus species. And the Ornithoctonus species Vietnam Silver in there. Okay, so really happy with that. That went really smoothly for me and for the last one as well, which I thought would be the worst. When Lucy came in and did that with us, but unfortunately nothing dramatic for you, no explosions, no massive escapes, which I think some of you are probably hoping that would happen. But normally ours are always really calm. So I hope you enjoyed that. 5 of them done in one video instead of staggering that out, something different. All 5 Fossorials, and that's where I keep them there next to the window. So, and I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you on the next video.
Laters.